So On1 Raw has released its new RAW processor. Now, I've used Lightroom for some years and everything's going to be compared to Lightroom. I think that's inevitable, as it's probably the industry standard. But I'm just going to have a look and see what this is like and if it's going to fit into my workflow. At $120, and it's about £97, it's pretty cheap. It really is a deal. Lightroom I pay monthly for, same with Capture One, and if this continues the way it's going, I could see myself reducing my costs because it's pretty good. Now, I've used it several times. I've just updated it to their latest update, which they're saying has resolved some of the crashing issues. Now, it's going to crash. It's a new piece of software, so I'm expecting that. So I've just dropped on a file onto my desktop. It's from just a holiday I had a few years ago, and it's just an ideal file just to drop on and quickly update. Now, I think it's 290 odd photographs. So in Lightroom and Capture One, I did a little test, and it was about 10 minutes for Lightroom to take the pictures in and preview them, and it was about 8 minutes for Capture One. Now, it's been one of Lightroom's problems is its speed, and I think this is where On1's gone for the jugular because it's fast. It really is. Now, I'm going to just click on it and open the file. So now there is some of this banding obviously not loading up properly at the bottom of the sides. I'm sure that will be resolved, but this is where I was saying that the quality will drop in later on, but you can view all the photographs very quickly by just scrolling through, but they're all there. Now, it does take 2 or 3 minutes for even Lightroom just to bring them all up. They're all there in On1 Raw, but they do jump into a higher quality, as obviously it must make its previews. So just as a quick demonstration, I'm just going to flick through searching the photographs, just reviewing them, and I'm just scrolling down. You can see how fast we're going through the pictures, and they're there, ready to view. There we go. That's how quick it is to actually view photographs. Now, down here, for me, it looks like the previews have already been made because they're a higher quality than they were before. So I think there now, the previews have been made, and it's lightning quick to view the photographs. We're in the Browse module. Now, this is very similar to the likes of Lightroom, where you can use your filters. You can make little albums, watched folders. So it's quite powerful in that way, and I'll go into that in a little more depth in another video. But this is just a little preview of see what it's all about, and if I'm going to change. Now, I might change over from Lightroom once we have a bit more of a stable system. But now they have said there's multiple updates, and they're being clear and honest, and on their website they show you what the development schedule is, what they're bringing in, and it's quite impressive. There's a forum where you can go on and ask for things, and they start to review it. I think it's really good the way they're involving customers. Now, the speed on On1 Raw is going to be dependent on your computer. I'm using 5K iMac. I'll display the information so you can have an idea. So there we go, we're in. So it's about the same as Lightroom, I'd say. Now, Lightroom did struggle at one stage with 5K with their sliders. They have improved that a lot. On1 Raw is very fast. It's as soon as you move the dial, it's instantaneous that you get a result. It can still be a little bit slow on Lightroom at times, and again, it's something that Lightroom really need to spruce their act up on, because this software is pretty good and it's going to tempt people away. It's tempting me, that's for sure. The pictures are a little bit flatter than Lightroom, and they're not as sharp. I've done some side-by-side testing, and they're definitely not as sharp. Now, they can be sharpened using the sharp tool, and it's reasonable, and you get the sharpness back, but it could be just a little bit more aggressive in some of the initial add-ons that it does. Now, it's not a big issue because with Lightroom you have to boost everything. With this, you can have to boost everything. With Capture One, you have to reduce everything, in my opinion, because it's a little bit strong. It's just tailoring it to your style and feel that you want to the photograph. Now, I'm not going to get into the actual develop module too much, but I am going to show you some of the tools just to show you some idea. Now, they did say that the shadow slider and the highlight slider was going to be beefed up quite a bit. We've just had an update. I'm not sure if it's been done in that update, but I'm just going to see how it works. Now, this is a reasonably dark photograph in the foreground, and just see how much information it actually picks out. I have done some testing on the previous version, and the shadows worked pretty well, and that's pretty impressive. It does bring a lot of detail out in here in the foreground, and also on these cliffs over here. Even it's doing a job quite well. I mean, that's pretty impressive that the tools can do that kind of development very, very quickly. Again, you can see the image is a little flat, and I'd go through and maybe add a little, some more blacks and some more whites, and adjust it to how I like it. But it is a powerful tool. I'm quite impressed. Now, I've just done a quick couple of little adjustments there, and I do a lot more to the photograph, to be fair. But just hit the preview button, and the difference, you can see it's very impressive that it's pulled back that information. Now, remember, this software is $120. £97. It's very, very impressive. If they keep going this way, then it's going to be a phenomenal piece of software and will be introduced into my workflow. So I've moved over to the effects module. Now, this is what I used to use on On1 software a lot, was just for their effects. Now, having your effects module, your develop module, and your browse module all in one, it just speeds things up. And if you're a professional photographer, or even if you're amateur, the less time you spend in front of your computer developing these pictures, the more time you've got to shoot out there. I have had to go at saving my own presets. Let's just try it. This was just a wedding preset I did on a wedding photograph, so it's quite soft. But it's very quick to actually load them up. Now, even though it's a preset, it's still fully adjustable in the sliders here. So it's not just a paste on and it's done. You still have control if you want to tweak it a little bit more. So my overall view, what do I think of it? I'm hugely impressed. It's a great piece of software. Am I going to use it? Yes, I probably am. I'm going to keep Lightroom. I'm going to keep Capture One. I'm going to use all three for the moment. But if this software keeps developing like it is doing, then I can see me dropping some of the others. The quality it's producing is very, very good. It's not there yet, but it's close. It's fast, lots of features. I think On1's on the right track. I'm going to post more on this because I think it's a great piece of software. The develop module and the effects, and let's see exactly what we can do with it. If you would like to see anything done with this software, please leave it in the comments and I'll have a look and see if I can do it for you.